Hi everybody, so last night I have completed my Nintendo DS Lite Game Boy macro screen switching and swapping mod, and as you can see there are major changes from the first version, and this is version 2.0 of my mod, and as you can see this is a clear faceplate in which this is 3D printed and it is made by Faceless Tech. And if you want to get Game Boy Macro faceplates by Faceless Tech, including this one, there's a link in the description below for that. And there's black buttons, as you can see here. The D-pad, A, B, X, and Y buttons now have a more clicky tactile feeling. So does the L and R buttons. And so there's a clear back shell, and there's a new screen switching and swapping method, and that is this right here. So let me show you a screenshot of version 1.0 of this mod prior to looking like this. As you saw in the photos, version 1.0 of this mod, it had a black shell with the 3 screen swapping and switching buttons in the top middle. And now that I made a major update to this, the screen switching method is now on the side where this is the back side and this is where the stylus holder was. So let me give you a quick tour of the screen switching, the new method. Here, this DS Lite is set to the bottom screen right now. If I hit the switch like this, pushing it in, I switch to the top screen. Bottom, top. Now, if I do this way where I push it right like this, I enable picture-in-picture mode. Now, if I push it in right like this, I can set the opacity of the picture-in-picture modes. So, yeah. I find this screen swapping mod for the DS Lite to be super freaking cool, because not only I can have a Game Boy macro looking DS Lite, but also retain the dual screen functionality on this bad boy. While I'm using an R4 flash cartridge, I have New Super Mario Advance plus Take 2, which is a ROM hack for New Super Mario Bros. For the DS, and while this is a ROM hack based on Super Mario Advance and Super Mario Bros. 2, I want to show you a little bit of a gameplay on this DS Lite screen switching mod. And as you can see here, I have the DS Lite set to the top screen. Bottom, top. Yeah, as you can see, New Super Mario Bros. 2 is technically a New Super Mario Bros. Remake of Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Advance. As you can see, the graphics, and you can hear the music. Speaking of the music, I now have a Nintendo Switch speaker on the top left of this DS Lite. And so, yeah, there's something else I want to mention, too. I soldered a wire between SPL0 and SPR0 on the motherboard. That is because I've seen a video that Primetime Funk Mods did when he did a Game Boy Macro mod, and he mentioned that it would give an audio boost and better audio quality. And I accidentally just failed, but this is only a brief gameplay of the showcase on this Game Boy Macro Nintendo DS Lite screen switching mod. And by the way, this ROM hack was made in 2016 by Mario Fanatic 64. While I cover the clear look with faceless text Game Boy Macro faceplate, as well as the clear back shell and black buttons, as well as the Nintendo Switch speaker and the screen switching mod, I also want to mention another mod that is included for this 2.0 version of my DS Lite screen switching mod, and that is the USB-C charging port. As you can see, the charging port was originally the DS Lite style, but now it has been replaced with a USB-C charging port. And not only that, we see an orange light, just like as if the original DS Lite charging port was there. And there's even a blue LED, which is a replacement for the original green one. And so, yeah, I got this Nintendo DS Lite motherboard modified with the tactile buttons, the resistor pre-soldered on there, as well as a blue LED light from eBay. And while I decided to get that motherboard from eBay, I wanted to save my time from doing the tactile buttons and the blue LED mod by myself. And the seller that I got this from is named Mystic Gaming. Mystic means miscellaneous. So if you want to check out Mystic Gaming's eBay website, you can check it out in the description. But anyways, I'm moving on to something else, and that is, when it comes to Game Boy Advance games, right? Give me a second. When it comes to Game Boy Advance games, despite the fact that Game Boy Advance games only run on a single screen, despite whether or not it's on top or bottom, which in this case it sets the bottom screen, if you do the screen switching mod, the screen is just blank. While the Game Boy Advance is running on this screen, the other screen shows nothing on there. So, yeah. Again, Game Boy Advance games on the DS Lite only run on one screen, either top or bottom, because again, let me show you what I mean with the screen swapping for that. While the one screen stays blank, the other screen shows off the Game Boy Advance running games. Now, this DS Lite that I made is using a clear 3D printed faceplate by Faceless Tech. I decided to sand it down and give it a slightly more clear look compared to when it was before. And I was using clear spray paint, and now it looks like this. You can see the inside of the DS Lite a little clearly, but when it was originally 3D printed without the spray painting, you couldn't really see anything through the 3D printed clear motherboard, but just barely. But in this case, I spray painted it with clear spray paint, and as you can see, the internals are shown barely from the outside, a little bit at least. Here I currently have diagnose on the DS Lite screen switching mod. This is because this can be useful for testing the buttons to make sure they all work. As you can see here, the D-pad works. Select and start work. A, B, X, and Y work. L and R buttons work as well. Now, the touch screen, I'm writing down hello on it. And as you can see, the touchscreen does work fine. Speakers, as you can hear, the lady says left and right. That is because I soldered a wire between the 2 points of SPL0 and SPR0 that it would give me an audio boost and it would give a little better quality sound. Now moving on to the microphone, which I have the microphone hole right there. And so, hello. You can hear? The microphone definitely does work. Let me say hello again. Hello! The the microphone on this Game Boy Macro Nintendo DS Lite screen switching mod does work. And so, yeah. This video just about wraps it up, and if you like this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to this channel for future content. And as always, see you next time. Peace!